The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the October 28th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send it off early, and send it to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, then every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. So we begin our day out here with a mixed bag. The mix goes like this. Dow's up 259. S&P's up 8. 86 for the NASDAQ 100. 3 points to the downside for the Russell. 77 to the upside for the transports. 10 points for the semis to the downside. 86 to the upside for the NASDAQ composite. New York Stock Exchange composite down 21. Gold is off $52. Silver's up 22 cents. Light sweet crude back $1.19. What I've got on my screen right now is the SPYs. Why do I have my SPYs up? Because if we take a look at the daily column for TD9 count tops, you're going to confirm a TD9 count top today in the Dow Jones Cash Index, the S&P 500, the NDX 100. The New York Stock Exchange already confirmed a TD9 count top yesterday. It'll complete that pattern today. The SPYs, the Qs, and the Dow Diamonds all will go ahead and confirm TD9 count tops today, unless we get some type of big move to the downside. Price has to close above the close of bar number 5 today, and most of these should be able to accomplish that task. The XLY with inside the S&P 500, TD9 count top. The industrial sector, the XLI, and the real estate sector completes its TD9 count topping pattern this afternoon. The ES Mini and NQ, they'll also form TD9 count tops at day's end. Apple will have a daily TD9 count top. Meta will have a daily TD9 count top out there. So there's a number of them for the daily time frame. That's why I've got the SPY up on my screen. The SPY should complete or will complete this TD9 count topping process tomorrow. It may or may not have a higher high. If it does, no problem there. What price should then do after that, it should, as it starts to move lower, it should target its oscillator and change line. For the SPY, it's currently printed at 677.74. Even though I gave you that number is going to go up or down. You can use that as a guideline. You can certainly watch 673.95, the top of its daily profile. That should be a key level of support. That should hold. I would expect or anticipate we get a 2 to 4 day pullback. Why only that, Stevie? Because the weekly chart last week negated its TD9 count topping pattern. The SPY does not have any kind of topping pattern that will come into play this week. We are trading above profile resistance. It's oscillator and change line. Now, if price were to close back below 669.85, that would get us back inside its profile, and then we'd have a different outlook. But that's not the outlook that we have at 11:10 a.m. Monthly time frame chart, no topping signal whatsoever there. The 30-minute time frame chart, no topping signal. So I don't believe, at least at this stage here, that the TD9 count top is in other words, we're likely to get a higher high tomorrow, at least at this moment in time at 11:10 in the morning. Let's go take a look at the daily equity future contracts out there. Let's put those up on our screen. Again, 3 of the 4 are going to go ahead and form TD9 count topping patterns today. Those 3 being the ES, the NQ, and the Dow. Now, the Russell 2000 already has a top. It's a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. One formed out here on October the 16th. There's others. We don't have to really worry about it. Price would need to close above 25.59.90 to negate that signal. Now, in the case of the Russell, price remains above profile resistance and its green oscillator and change line. Its signal is neutral. The YM signal will be neutral. The NQ signal will be neutral, and the ES mini signal will be neutral as well. In the case of the ES and the NQ, bearish reversal candles would confirm Rhodes momentum indicator tops out there. So that's what's going on with the daily equity future contracts. Let's go see what's going on with regard to the daily cash indices. Give me a moment. I just wanted to close that down. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. Let's pull up the daily cash indices. Let's take a look at those TD9 count tops. In the case of the Dow, you'll see today's bar number 9. What's its target? 47,113. S&P's target? 67.99. NDX's target? 25,432. Russell's target? Unknown. Price is just sitting at that green oscillator and change line. Semi's target. Well, the semi doesn't actually have a topping signal. It needs a bearish reversal candle to identify a top. Here's another reason why we are not anywhere near any kind of major top out there. And we're going to actually take a look at that momentarily. If you caught the segment I did with Tommy yesterday, we took a couple of the S&P 500 tops out there. Janelle wrote in and said, hey, that was a good segment. She understood that and said, what about the Dow's top in 1929? What can she learn from Stevie? And we're going to take a look at that out there. If we take a look at the NASDAQ composite, also no topping signal, just in bar number 7 today. That would require a bearish reversal candle. You can see the New York Stock Exchange will complete that TD9 count top today. So, we've got some tops out there. I suspect that we will pull back. Now, we have to identify what the actual high of the pattern will be. We can't do that till tomorrow, because if price closes above that high, that's after tomorrow. That would be, with the exception would be the New York Stock Exchange. The New York Stock Exchange already has completed its TD9 count topping pattern. So if we close above that, its high, right now its high is yesterday's high. Let me give that to you. I don't know if that was going to be the actual high, though. That was 21,799.03. Assume that's the high. We close above that tomorrow. Negates that signal, tells you about a strong upward momentum move to the upside for the at least for the New York Stock Exchange cash indice out there. Let's take a quick peek in before we go to break at the New York Stock Exchange, its advanced decline oscillator. Give me a moment. We'll get back to that chart out here. That's going to be on your left. You can see the New York Stock Exchange itself. You can see that TD9 count top. Again, don't know if yesterday's high was the high of the pattern. By the way, where price would pull back to on the New York Stock Exchange would be that green oscillator and change line, which was already tested this morning, to 21,711. Price closing below that on the cash indice, its target would be its breakout level, 21,306. Now, the advanced decline oscillator remains above its zero threshold level. The current print, 39.01. The markets are nowhere near overbought, and they're certainly not oversold. So definitely room to run to the upside. In the case of the spot fix index, it's forming bar number 7 today. Maybe it goes on to form a TD9 count bottom. Price is likely to go target its little rising trend line. That rising trend line began with that wave 7 bottom back on August 28th. The next price target, or the next level you'd use for your trend line, would be the wave number 4 to the downside, also where you see a typical change out there on September 18th. So that's a trend line. Perhaps price is going to make its move down towards that level. We come back to this break. We're going to answer Janelle's question. I'll answer your question. Why did they call today Black Tuesday? And why did somebody call yesterday Black Monday? And then many others call Black Thursday. Black Thursday, they say, that's when the bear market began. I think we look at Stevie's charts, we're going to have some different thoughts about what those people think, even all these years later. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So if you did not catch the segment that I did with Tommy yesterday, I know that you can listen to that recorded version out there. You probably should. We took a look at the S&P 500. I gave several examples of how markets form major market tops. I did that because of the number of emails that I got where people were saying, you know, everybody's calling for a major market top. I don't know who everybody is, but whoever it is doesn't really pay attention to technical trading patterns. That I can assure you. What I've done, and now this is the stock chart for the Dow. I've gone back to, you can see it's labeled historical, not hysterical, but historical 1896. All my data goes back to 1896. I have identified every single bear market inside the Dow, many other bear markets, but every single bear market in the Dow. And what I can share with you is every single bear market does the exact same thing. And that exact same thing is for its daily, its weekly, and its monthly time frame, it identifies a top. Now, I understand those people who do not know technical analysis, who do not know how to identify where there are potential tops out there, that they wouldn't know. I get that. But there's no reason not to know, especially in this day and age out there, especially with the information I've shared over the last decades out there. This pattern hasn't changed. This is how I identified the Rhodes Momentum Indicator pattern. I was actually looking for lunar. I was looking for a consistent lunar aspect. There isn't a single one that I've been able to find out there because I spent the money to be able to put every single lunar aspect on my charts and see if we had some consistencies at tops or bottoms. But one thing we did have out here is we had the Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. And there we can see that we've got that present for its daily, its weekly, and its monthly time frame. What I've also learned, though, since then, and going back and taking a look at all the major market tops, is it doesn't have to be one of those. It does not have to be a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. When it is, though, it's telling you that your sphincter muscle should be tightened and be careful out there. Now, you can form those tops, and as we did that yesterday and took a look at the S&P 500, sometimes it'll be a TD9 count top, sometimes it'll be a sell the D point top, but each time frame, daily, weekly, and monthly, must, and I underscore, must have a topping pattern out there. So let's go take a look at, and this is what I get confused about when people go back, even today, and talk about they're celebrating at Wall Street today because of Andrew Ross Sorkin's book on 1929. I haven't read it. I don't know what's in it. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but they're celebrating that book today as October 28th because it's considered Black Tuesday. Where if we take a look at Black Tuesday out here, you can see on Black Tuesday, October 20, it was Black, I guess today's the 28th, right? That was really considered Black Monday. Do you know what formed on Black Monday out there? A TD9 count. The following day was an actual bottom, was the day following bar number 9, even during the so-called crash. These patterns work, okay, left and right out here. Now, the top on a daily time frame, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator top was confirmed on September 12th, 1929. We're not talking October. We're talking September. The top for a weekly time frame formed the week ended September 6th. It was a key reversal bar. Key reversal bar needs 3 different things. I'm not going to go through all that stuff. I do that fairly often out there. That was a bearish reversal candle right up at the top. The monthly time frame chart by the end of September, we're not talking about October. We're talking about September. What we want to understand is not so much, garbage information about the 1929 or what have you, and when they call something Black Tuesday, Monday, Thursday, or what have you. We want to understand the patterns, and the patterns with regard to now, I want to make sure I'm clear on this. Every single bear market that has ever formed has a daily, a weekly, and a monthly top. That does not mean that every time a daily, weekly, and monthly top is present, that is going to turn into a bear market. Those are 2 different things. But if you're asking, is there any indication that we could be entering that? The answer is absolutely, positively, 100% yes out there. Now, if we leave this chart here, which we're going to do, I should have done? Let me just pull this back up just for a moment because we talk about a few things out here and you can see them. Let's take a look when we get to this TD9 count bottom pattern. That was actually on Black Tuesday, October 29th. That was the day following bar number 9 out there. And what did we end up with? We ended up with a 2-bar rally. We talk about these 2 to 4 bar knee-jerk reaction highs and lows out there. When we get a bottom, what does a bottom typically do? It goes up and it explores and tries to get to its oscillator and change line here. What did the Dow do back in 1929? It did exactly that. Was it able to cross above a red oscillator and change line? No. If you don't cross above a red oscillator and change line, those are bearish conditions out there. So that is most certainly something to take a look at. When we did have a decent viable bottom out here, turned out it was November 14th, 1929, when we had a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern. And on that very next session, price got above that red oscillator and change line. Told us to expect a further rally out there. So the tools that we talk about here today, that we've talked about for weeks and months and years out there, they work for all time frames. They're important to know. We can get rid of a lot of the BS that people talk about with regard to 1929 and the top. And anybody who tells you could not identify that top, they're just simply lying to you. Just simply lying to you. Well, what it is they're if they're in the industry, then they're ignorant because they haven't done any time to read and explore and understand what the signals were. Now, if we come to where we're at today, here's the Dow Jones Cash Indice. This is live now. You can see we are in bar number 9 of a TD9 count top. We know that TD9 count patterns top on bars 8, 9, or the bar following bar number 9. Right now, intraday, I think it looks like it's more like it's going to be tomorrow than it is today. And what price should do, just like it did. Now, this is in reverse order. Here we're taking a look at a top. What price should do right now is price should pull back and test that oscillator and change line around 47,110. If you look at the weekly time frame chart, the weekly time frame chart last week negated a sell the D point top and negated its wave number 7 top. There is no topping pattern in place for the Dow on its weekly time frame. Doesn't mean it can't pull back. The daily could control that with regard to its TD9 count, but the weekly chart is saying it's flipping the bears, the bird. Can you believe that? Now, if we take a look at the monthly time frame chart, we really don't have any kind of a topping signal out there. Price is tested. It continues to test that green oscillator and change line out there at the 40. Right now, it's printed at 45,806, but there is no topping signal on the monthly time frame. However, we can see when we take a look at that bottom panel, we take a look at the dance steps, the consecutive moves higher and lower. We are now in consecutive move higher 6 months in a row. If we open up the Dow, let's see how many times have we done 6 months in a row. Not too often. It's typically 4. It's 2 to 4. We do have a couple of 5s out here. There was a 5th day in a row, month in a row, that is, in August of 2020. There was a 5th month in a row in September of 2024. There was a 5th month in a row in March of 2024. But 6, well, we didn't. The last time we got 6 was back in July of 2016. That led to a 3-month decline. Now, that decline, as you take a look at it, was pretty small, you have to admit, but it still was a 3-month decline out there. Again, most of those declines are 2 to 4 bars. When we take a look at this monthly chart, you can really see that. I mean, that is really evident. So it's possible that we could be entering a time period where we have a 2-month pullback. That does not mean we have a bear market out there. It just means we're having a pullback after really running a rally out there. And I mean that because this has obviously been a rally. And when you do that, sometimes you just need a little bit of time to rest. So there's your Dow in 1929. Here's your Dow today. Don't let other people tell you information before Steve BS shared it with you. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. Let's get to the requests out here. The request line is open. You can send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. In that subject heading, please put radio show question. First request coming in from Night Tram inside the Tiger's Den wants to look at BTBT. And what we can see out here for its daily time frame is it has a confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator top. First, we can see the pattern was stretched out there. Then we look for a bearish reversal candle. We got that bearish reversal candle and price gap to the downside on the 22nd. That gap has been filled. Now we've got is really a neutral signal. I take that back. We had a bear sash candle out here on October 21st. That's at the resistance level at the high of $4.55. But right now what you've got is just a consolidation, Night Tram, with inside its daily profile. Price has not made its way down to the bottom of that profile, which is 329. So that's a bullish type of a signal, if you will. But nonetheless, you've got a Rhodes momentum indicator top with a consolidation between 329 to 422. The weekly time frame chart shows us what? Well, we had a sell the D point top that formed with this bearish shooting star candle back on July 11th. Then we had a bearish engulfing 2 weeks later on July 25th. So your real level of resistance out here is the high of this pattern, which is at 449. Now, price is above profile resistance, above its green oscillating change line, and it has tested that swing point. The high of that swing point at 449, there was 338 million shares. That was tested last week with 231 million shares. So we tested and rejected it with lighter volume. So that doesn't guarantee us what we're going to do. Maybe we're going to go explore that top again. Maybe we're going to head to its green oscillating change line. The answer is I don't know. It still has that top in place, though. That's most important thing. On a monthly time frame, you can see this has kind of been dead money. And it's been dead money basically since May of 2023 out there. And what I mean by that is this is traded sideways. It's traded that month we had a low of 185. And we can see 480. So we're going from basically it's a $3 price range. This is traded in a $3 price range. It's a $2.50 stock. So that's a 100% move or so. It's trading at 391 right now. But it is trading between, it's really just trading sideways again. So it's there's the monthly time frame, just a sideways consolidation. There's not any signal here that is going to end anytime soon, Night Tram. So I hope that helps you out with regard to BTBT. Carvana, let's go take a look at that. CVNA is the ticker symbol. CVNA is trading out as we speak right now at $367.82. This is taking on, so it has a TD9 count bottom pattern. It is taking on its sell zone. And the sell zone for Carvana Night Tram is between 363.05 to 374.36. If price can close above 374.36, the door will open up for 396.75. Its TD9 count breakdown resistance level. Now that's coming from the daily time frame. What's the weekly have to say? The weekly says, hey, I've got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. I took price all the way back to a TD9 count breakout level, 318.17. That was also inside the buy zone of its weekly time frame profile, 299 to 323, skipping the change. And now we're trading above the top of its daily profile. So where do you think price is headed to, Night Tram? You got it. Exactly. 379 and change out there, the weekly oscillator and change line. But we can't get to that level until we can clear profile resistance on Carvana for its daily time frame, 374.36. So you clear 374.36, you're looking at 379.83. Maybe you're looking at 396.75. The monthly time frame wants to party out there. It's trading above its green oscillator and change line. It's trading above profile resistance. It does not have a topping pattern out there. So it's just waiting for the daily and the weekly to get its Carvana together. Let's go take a look at Oracle. This is for Kate. ORCL is a ticker symbol. That is trading out as we speak right now at the price point of 282.10, and it's trading with inside its daily profile. So consolidation between 274.58 and 285.24. The weekly time frame, a consolidation with inside its profile. Now, the weekly time frame, I don't see a top out here. I'm not sure about the daily just yet, but the weekly time frame, the reason I say that, if we look at the A to B equals CD pattern, began with a TD9 count bottom. We take it up to this bear shooting star on August the 1st out there. If I just simply move this over, we can see we are nowhere near that high. So I don't have a top on the weekly time frame. The swing point, by the way, which was the swing point of, let me just do this here. There was a swing point from August 1st, volume for the week, 51.8 million shares, was passed with 313 million shares. So you have a weekly confirmed A to B equals CD pattern that ought to get you up towards the 359 level. Monthly time frame chart has got no topping pattern, so no reason for Oracle not to continue to move higher out there. So now let's open up the daily and see what we had. Did we have a sell the D point top? I don't see that. And I don't want to force things out there. So I don't have a topping pattern on its daily time frame. We do have what looked like a little bit of a blow off top out there on September 10th. To the downside, now, I really have to choose this. So no pattern other than this consolidation with inside the daily. So no daily topping pattern, no weekly topping pattern, no monthly topping pattern out there. Resistance on a rally is going to be 291 and change. That's its daily green oscillator and change line. And if we do close below the low from October 22nd at 269.25, we likely head lower. In fact, if we close below that, we will be below the weekly profile support level 269.56 out there. So that's the best I've got for you, Kate. I do hope that helps you out. John or Mr. Z in the Tiger's Den is wondering, is there any tradable bottom that my chart patterns are showing? If we take a look at the daily, the weekly, and the monthly time frame, first, the daily. We'll start with the daily. We'll go to the intraday charts here. The daily, what we don't like is it's trading below 4,490. Now, what you'd love to see is you'd love to see price hold that, close above that at day's end. We'll go see if that's a possibility as we look at the intraday charts. Of course, anything's a possibility, but we're looking from a pattern-wise standpoint. So if we do close the day below 4,490, and we do that again tomorrow, then, John, 3861.10 is the next potential bottom area. That's the TD9 count breakout level. If we close back above 4,490 today, then profile support will have had for 2 consecutive days. If you can't bust them to the downside, what does price tend to do? Bust them to the upside. The bust them to the upside most likely would just simply be its green oscillator and change line, or at least that would be its first target, and that is up at the 4182 level. The weekly time frame is also muy importante, and the reason is because it completed a TD9 count pattern last week. And so far, what price has done, it's done what it's supposed to do. It's pulled back and it's tested, and so far rejected that green oscillator and change line. So it's not really going to be about Tuesday, a terrible Tuesday, or a terrific Tuesday. It's going to be about a fabulous Friday, or you can use whatever other words you want for it, Friday. If price closes below 39.66. If we lose, the goal will have lost momentum if it does that. Now, closing below that is not the end of the world because you got 3861.10 as another level of support. But if you close below that, then things have definitely changed. And I would say, more likely than not, we're not just going to get a 2-week pullback in gold. We might be looking at the beginning of a 2-month pullback in gold. We come back to this break, though, we're going to go look at the intraday charts for Goldilocks and really answer John's question, because we do see a number of bottoming patterns. So now we want to identify resistance. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So, did anybody stay up to watch that game last night? I petered out. I don't know where that term came from, by the way, in the 14th inning. At the end of the 14th inning, I said, I've had enough. It was 1:37 a.m. And then when I woke up this morning, looked at my phone and realized it went for 18 innings, 2 baseball games. And they're playing again today. You know, you almost think they ought to, I mean, it would screw up everybody who's got tickets and everything, and it'd screw up probably the whole series. But after an 18-inning game, don't you think, well, look, L.A. went through all their pitching staff, so anyways, what a game, 2 baseball games in one out there. Yeah, 18 innings, and you're in California. So I ended up going to sleep, John. Maybe you'll appreciate this. I think I went to sleep because I was up really early yesterday, so I went to sleep relatively early. Could have been, I think game came on around 8, so probably by about 9:30 or so, and I might have been 2-2. Around that stage or so, or maybe it was and after I'd seen L.A. Well, no. So anyways, I went ahead and fell asleep, and I woke up at about midnight. I looked at my clock. This is my clock, my phone, just to see who won the game, and it was tied in the 10th inning. So I got up. I was kind of up anyways, and I got up, wanted to see what's going on with the markets and so forth, and then ended up watching it. It turned out it was like an hour. That was 4 innings, and I went through bases loaded, all kinds of stuff. It was pretty amazing. In any event, it's a great. I love sports. Period. And who doesn't like good athletes and watch them perform what they're doing? And hopefully, we've got good athletes here inside the. I know we do inside the Tigers, and we got great athletes that can assist people with what's going on inside the market. I like to assist. John asked the questions. There are tradable bottom pattern out here. So we take a look at that. First, we start with, multiple time frames to see what kind of signals we got. The daily time frame still has us being cautious. That means that as we look at bottoming patterns for the intraday charts, we have to identify where those tops would be. Where is it that we could see something turn down? So let's start with the 5-hour time frame chart, which at 2 p.m., if it closes below 39.97 exactly, so it must close below 39.97, it will have a TD9 count bottom pattern. That would at least suggest a rally towards its oscillator and change line, currently at 4,008. So that's a key resistance level right now that you'd have to make an assessment on if you're going to take a long position, for example, right now. Is the risk-reward worth it? I don't know the answer to that question. I'm not doing the risk-reward calculations. The 4-hour time frame chart will complete a TD9 count bottoming pattern at 2 p.m. It's going to go target its oscillator and change line. So it's going to head to 39.93. Can I guarantee it? No. But I'm telling you, the studies that David White and I did, it's so significant, it's really close to the answer is yes. If we look at the 120-minute time frame chart, forms a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom this morning at 8 o'clock. Now prices trade above profile resistance, John, and that's up at 39.6780. So breaking profile resistance is a beautiful thing. As an example, if we expand out the 120-minute time frame chart, we'll see that rallies have stopped at the top of their profiles out here ever since about 1,600 hours back on October the 23rd out there. So a bottoming signal with price trading above resistance, that should give us the ability for price to move up to the next resistance level, which so far we've identified as 39.93. The 60-minute time frame chart has a TD9 count bottom, bullish structured profile. 39.87 is its number. So if we close above, I'll call it the key area, I think, out here, John, is going to be that 5-hour oscillator and change line. If we open up its chart, we can see that price has not been above that. We've tested that a couple of different times on rallies out here. The first test was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon back on the 23rd out there. The next test came at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. How about that? And the October the 24th. No other test of that. Now, remember, this bar here is going to close at 2 p.m. Maybe at 2 p.m. we're going to be right at 4,009. I don't know if we are or we aren't, but 4,009 is still below. No, 4,009 will get us back above the daily profile out there. Is there a tradable bottom? The answer to that question is yes. The question now is, how does price, and I'd say on that 5-hour time frame chart, deal with resistance? If price can clear that level, we should see the rally continue to move higher. So I hope that helps you out, John. Thanks for your question, as always. Let's move on to Duncan Steve's question. APLD is a ticker symbol. Let's see if Steve-O can find those charts. I think it's right here. Hey, how about that? APLD on its daily time frame, Dunk, has a TD9 count top. That took price back to... Certainly, it first took price back to its oscillator and change line, and then we got below that and it tested the top of its profile, 30.89. Price right now is trading just slightly above its green oscillator and change line. The green oscillator and change line is 36.06. We're at 36.12. If we close above 36.06 today, then that TD9 count top is going to be threatened. It's going to be targeted. Also, something to watch, the swing point out here is from the trading day of October 16. 41 million shares. The low was 36.43. The high so far today is 37.17. Volume 17 million shares, a little over 2 hours of trading. So we're at 34, 44, 54-ish volume. So 50 some odd volume versus 41 million. So if price is able to close above 36.43, then Duncan, that almost assures you that price wants to go test 40.20. The weekly time frame is just a consolidation with inside its weekly profile. No topping pattern there. That profile extends from 32.09 at support to 40.20 at resistance. The monthly time frame looks beautiful. It's trading above a TD9 count breakdown resistance level. That was at the price point of 27.12. You are negating this month a prior Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That's the one that formed all the way back in 2021. APLD Steve-O. Keep wearing that rally cap out there because that's what it looks like it wants to do. Watch that daily, though. That's the thorn in your side here when it comes to what the APLD wants to do. Let's go take a look at CFLT, see what kind of signals we have here. CFLT is printing out at 24.14. It has a TD9 count top that still is in play. That TD9 count top would be negated with a close above 24.14, which is also the top of its daily profile. So a consolidation with inside that profile, support being in 21.73. The weekly time frame chart for CFLT looks very good. It is trading above all resistance. No reason for it not to rally. Does want to rally in towards its TD9 count top. That took place on the trading week of August the 1st. Now the volume there, 100 million shares so far this week. It's only Tuesday, 31 million shares, but pretty good volume as it moves up there. So watch that volume because that would be helpful to you. Again, the number that you're looking at is going to be 100 million. 935,000 shares. You close with that kind of volume, It's also suggesting that it wants to go test that high. Monthly time frame, I just see really a sideways consolidation. Pretty much been consolidating since November of 2023 out there. Basically from the low of the range at about 20 or $15, let's call it. $15 is the lower part of the range. The higher part of the range, we'll call it 39.09. So a pretty decent range out there. That's what I see, Steve-O. When I take a look at CFLT, hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for that request. Mohammed wanted to take a look at BKNG. Let's try to get to that before we go to this breakout here. BKNG is trading out right now at 52.3573. It is consolidating with inside its daily profile out there. It has a wave number 7 bottom signal. That doesn't matter to you as much as you're trading in between. It's got a buy zone 5,002 to 5081. Resistance being tested this week 52.78. You close above that, you're going to rally further. The weekly time frame chart's not suggesting that it rallies further. It actually says lower price. The monthly chart has a Rhodes momentum indicator top with price finding support at 49.67. That's where both buyers and sellers believe there's fair value. Close below that at 44.44 is on the board. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back. We're looking at AutoZone AZO out here. It's got an A to B equals CD pattern in the downside for its daily time frame. That needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom. We don't have that just yet. Weekly time frame is trading below profile support at 39.44. Likely going to go target its breakout level at 35.83. Monthly time frame is back inside its profile. I can't identify a topping pattern out there. I'd really have to study to see if there's any 0.382 retracements along that leg. And I don't know that there really is. But price is back inside its profile out here. A resistance 39.16, support 30.73 and 34.48. So that was from Mohammed. Those last two instruments. Captain Dan wants to look at LAC. Let's take a look at the Los Angeles Chargers, see if there's any kind of a bottom here, I think was the answer to the question. It turns out that LAC is going to form a TD9 count bottom pattern today for its daily time frame. That pattern will complete tomorrow. It's trading. That's got support at 525. That's the bottom of its daily profile. The weekly time frame, price is pulling back. I don't know what, I don't see a topping pattern. So it's the daily that really started that Rhodes momentum indicator top. The weekly's got support at 552. You would not want to see price close below 552. Well, if you did see that, you'd likely get 429 out there. So that is LAC. It is going to complete a TD9 count bottom pattern tomorrow. The last request that we'll be able to finish out here is United Health. This is for ELO. United Health for its weekly, monthly time frame. TD9 count bottom wants to go target the top of its profile, which we're really close to 383.30. The oscillator change on is 399.84. So the rally may have extended itself. The weekly time frame has got a TD9 count top. If price is able to close above the high from October 10th out there, that high is 376.30, 376.22. It'll negate that signal and tell you you're moving higher. On a daily time frame, I say a wave number 7 top, that needs a lower high to confirm a topping signal there. So we got to all those requests out there. That is a beautiful thing. I want everybody to have a terrific Tuesday, and I'll look forward to seeing you on wonderful Wednesday. Take care. Be safe out there.